Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you why you should avoid pointing the tip of the racket at the back fence on your serve. It's such a common mistake that recreational players make. They toss the ball, they point the tip of the racket at the back fence, and then that's what leads to them going into the waiter's tray. I understand if you look at Ash Barty, for instance, I love her as a player. I love the way she serves. Mechanically, she has a beautiful, just gorgeous service motion. But she points the tip of the racket at the back fence, and I would never tell her that she's wrong, and she isn't wrong. It's just a way to serve. The problem is for recreational players, when they point the tip of the racket at the back fence, it leads to them going into the waiter's tray for most of the amateur players I've seen over the last 24 years of coaching. So what I want you to do instead, rather than pointing the tip of the racket at the back fence, is to actually, when you toss, lift your racket up with the tip of the racket pointing the same direction as your chest. So as I toss the ball and then I lift my racket, I'm lifting my racket like Isner, like Djokovic, like Osaka, where the tip of the racket never points to the back fence, but after I toss, I lift and the tip of my racket is pointing the same direction as my chest, or this, parallel to the net, parallel to the baseline. So if you're someone who typically goes into the waiter's tray, try tossing and lifting the racket, palm down, strings down, tip of the racket over. That's what leads to then the racket being able to draw this 360-degree circle around the head, which is going to be what? That's going to be the knocking off the birthday hat. And that's what you see Federer do. Kyrgios every time he served. I wish I could get on the court with Nick Kyrgios, have him serve with a birthday hat on. He would hit the birthday hat off every single time he served. So let me hit some serves here, and I'll let you watch some in slow motion. Watch how my racket, as I come up, the tip of the racket doesn't point at the back fence, but rather it points the same direction as my chest. So when you go out and practice your serve, as I'm always recommending, go out and film yourself. That way you know what you look like, right? In the morning we check the mirror, right? We want to know what we look like before we leave the house. How will you know if you're doing this if you're not filming yourself? Take matters into your own hand. You don't have to necessarily, get someone, hey, come over here, can you look at my serve? Put your phone up against the fence, get a tripod, as I do, and just put your phone up and just film yourself. Know what your serve looks like. Practice when you toss the ball, lifting your racket up and the tip of the racket is not pointing at the back fence, which leads oftentimes, if you're the type of person who goes into the waiter's tray, this is going to be a killer for your serve. It's awful. And that's why you're watching this video. You're trying to fix that. So when you toss, lift the racket up with the tip of the racket facing the same direction as your chest. That's when you can make the circular motion. That was a good serve. That's going to allow you to hit the ball really fast. And when you can swing fast, you can hit the ball fast, you can spin the ball fast and make a curve. And there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.